Um, I live by this oath, man. I think everybody should live by. In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Greenland is light. Eat it, cuz. Yes, sir, guys. Yes, sir. My bad. I'm just all kind of discombobulated right now. Listen, man. It is the boys. We are back. It is the man that has the oath down to a science. It is your boy, Rev.
It's your boy, Will.
Yes, sir, man. Listen, guys, you already know what time it is, man. Another episode of Cuz We Geeks, where we encourage you to stay geek, man. Listen, got a new good one for you today. We hope you guys enjoy yourselves. Great Saturday morning, man. No better way to start off your Saturday than to get your geek on. Listen, man, got some things we got to talk about, man. Of course, y'all already know it's been a news-filled week as usual. It never rests when it comes to entertainment news, man. It's like it's always something in entertainment news. So we're gonna definitely get into that today, man. So cool, what we got up first, man. Listen,
Go ahead, go.
I was gonna say, look, we're gonna let y'all know right now, man. We're about to get ready to get into the Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 spoiler discussion. So you know what that means, cuz. You already know, spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. So we're just gonna let y'all guys know right now. If you have not seen the movie, go see it. Come back. Let us know what you think. All right, cuz, you ready?
Yeah, man.
Let's get into it, man. Mission Impossible, man. Give us your thoughts. Oh, I can't even talk right now. Give us your take on it, man. What you think about it, man?
All right, that was a great movie. It was funny. My wife was thinking about going to see it. She's not big into Mission Impossible, not like I am. But for me, it's like it's a must see in theater every time it drops. It's committed at this point, when you watch them. Yeah, so yeah, she was thinking of going to see it. I told her, so, I don't know, it is a 3 hour movie. So like if you go see a 3 hour movie, you're committed. Like that's just you in there to win. And for me, it didn't even feel like it was 3 hours. It was just so much action, so much like uh, keeping you on edge to where it just flowed right on. Going from the airport with them trying to find the buyer, trying to find going from the desert to the airport, all the way to just going into Europe. Like it was just constantly bang, bang, bang of just something is happening, and that's one reason why I love this movie series. It's just the storylines have been really good. The action has been phenomenal, of course, and it's maintained that. Being able, one of my I saw some of the behind the scenes stuff uh, just a few days before going to go see the movie, and it had Tom Cruise when he did the bike jump going off the side of the mountain, and I think they said he had to do it like 4 or 5 times, just trying to get the proper launch and just everything. It's like that's insane. Like
I'm good, man. I'm good.
exactly. Like, he just shows his. I'm sorry. It just shows his commitment for the overall movie, the experience, because he's huge about like the movies being released in theaters for people to enjoy it in theaters, and it just shows why like this is a theater movie. Like the explosions, the sounds, like you get immersed in it, and it absolutely brought it. What you think?
Man, I agree. Listen, man, this movie is it might have been the best one out of all of them. I'm still torn between what's the last one called?
Just recall.
Ghost Recall. Yeah, I'm torn between
Yeah,
Ghost Recall and this one. But this one was good, man. You want to know what the Rotten
yeah.
Tomato score is?
Was it?
96 on a tomato meter, 94 audience rating, man. Listen,
Yeah,
that those,
it's
those numbers
it's
reflect the movie, man. It was a good movie. The
yeah,
fact, man, that Tom Cruise is now, I think he is 663 years old. He feels like he's doing his
right
own
around
stunt.
there.
I saw a clip of him doing a stunt for the new one, part two.
Uh-huh.
He's on the side of a plane, and the plane like flips over, and I'm just
Dang.
like, bruh, nah, I'm good. And then now you got me when you say he did it 4 times. I'm just like, bro, I can't do it. I don't even want to do it one time. You tell me to do
Yeah.
it 4 times? Like, nah, bro, I'm good. Um, because we already know. I think ever since I think he was like stuck on the side of that plane. Everything ever since that, I can't remember which one that one was, but ever since that one is like this when he started doing his own stunts.
Yeah.
And so like you see him doing these stunts, man, and you just like I mean, I know a lot of people are like, nah, like, you can't keep doing your own stunts. It gotta be CGI at some point. And like I
Exactly.
said, you saw that clip when he was standing on top of
Hmm.
that plane, like waving or whatever, and then the
Yeah.
plane just like flips over. I'm like, ah, no, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Um, Great movie, man. Great acting across the board, man. Simon
Yeah.
Pegg, Ben Rames, Haley Atwell. Like I said, man, it was Rachel Ferguson. I mean, I'm sorry, Rebecca
Right.
Ferguson. Yeah, like, it was great acting across the board, man. It left you on the edge of your seat. Um, I thought it was gonna be kind of one of them cases, kind of like End Game, where the bad guy kind of wins at the end, and then in part two, you got to come back and you got to come back and save the day or whatever. They end up
Yeah.
getting the piece that they needed. So I guess in part two is going to lead to them finally making it to, I guess, that sub or whatever that it's in to finally kind of
Yeah.
get it off. So I guess they're gonna have a bunch of people trying to stop them from doing that. Um, of course, the whole premise of the AI being the bad guy, that's another. It's not like something we haven't seen before. You know what I'm saying? Like I trip out, man, when you see movies like that, man, and it's like it seemed like one of those type of things where it feel like that really could happen,
Yeah.
especially with the way that everybody using the AI system now. Chat GPT and all that stuff. And it's
Yeah.
like, yo, you see that in the movie, and it's like,
Are we getting
what I say?
them?
What I say?
Like for
Let me
imitating art.
know. Exactly, bro. Like, let me know. No, Aaliyah. But yeah, listen, man, I like the movie. Can't wait for part two. So supposedly, I think my wife told me this. She heard that they didn't even shoot part one and part two back to back.
Oh, they didn't?
That's what
Oh,
I think she said. She heard that they didn't shoot it back to back. So
goodness. Ah,
that's discouraging.
tough. Yeah, that's tough.
You would think,
Uh,
because normally what they do is whenever you know that the movie's gonna be a part one and part two, they shoot it back to back. I
yeah.
told her, I even gave her an example of Infinity War and Endgame.
Hmm.
Technically, it's not part two, but it's part two. It's like it happened like
Yeah.
right after the events of that one, right? And so
Yeah.
they end up shooting both of those movies together. Because remember, they dropped Endgame the very next year
Yeah.
after Infinity War, right?
Hmm.
So that Mockingbird Part One, Part Two.
Hmm.
Um, this movie. It was a couple of other examples I used to where whenever they have a part one and part two, for one, it's going to be the last one, right? Whenever they do a
Yeah.
part one, part two. Um, oh man, Fast and Furious. I
Yeah.
think they shot those back to back. You know what I'm saying? So the this part here, like I think 10 and 11 are gonna be the last two movies or whatever. It's gonna be a part one and part two, pretty much. They think they shot those back to back. But yeah, normally they shoot those back to back. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man, this movie is so good. If y'all have not seen it, I mean, look, if you watching this, man, and you not upset at spoilers, chances are you have watched it. But if you haven't watched it, man, you got to go see it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got to go see this movie, man. Like I said, it was the balance, man, of the action, the suspense, the characters. Like the movie left you invested in the characters, man.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know Rebecca Ferguson was gonna die in the movie. I did not see that
That,
coming. Did
at
not
all.
see that coming, bro. You kind of had a sense the way things were kind of set up, and like he kind of gave that little like, oh, somebody gonna one of you have to choose between one or the other. One of them gonna die or whatever. So
Yeah,
when she went back to go save Haley Atwell's character, you like, oh man, she gonna die, ain't she? Because they
yeah.
showing Nathan like
Running.
running sorry, and Nathan Ethan running trying to get to the where they at, and of course you already know the tropes in movies. It's like, oh, that the good guy just never, he just gets there right after the fact. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's kind of what happened with that case. Well, man, look, like I said, good movie, man. Good movie. What do you give a score out of 1 out of 10? 1 to 10.
I give it like 9.1. It was fantastic. To me, it also had the comedic side of it
Yeah.
with Haley driving.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's just she
She
just
can't
can't
drive.
drive at all. Yeah, I think that was fantastic. Having a whole say, a whole scene of her trying to drive and just jacking everything up. But yeah, I give it 9.1, 9.2 easily. Great movie, great action, flowed easy.
Mm.
Like I said, it was a 3 hour movie and it did not feel like it at all. What about you?
You keep saying a 3 hour movie, and I thought it was like 2.5. Man, I didn't know it was
Uh,
3.
it, well, it might be 2.5, but still,
No, I mean, I'm saying, no, you might be
nah,
right. It's just like you said, it didn't feel like it. Like
yeah,
I didn't feel not one part of the movie where it's like, okay, this is, oh man, what time is it? Like you know how sometimes you watching a movie,
yeah,
sometimes it flows, sometimes it don't. Sometimes you it kind of flow, but then kind of don't. Like even in the parts where it don't flow, you kind of like, oh dang, what time is it? And then you
yeah,
gotta look down at your. I didn't never do that with this movie. It's like, oh dang, it's over. You know,
yeah,
because I'm like I said, my mind the whole time, like towards the end of the movie, is like I thought it was gonna be like how the other like part one, part two movies ends, like where the good guy kind of lost,
yeah,
and then had to come back in the second movie and then try to redeem himself or whatever. That's what I thought I was gonna end up doing it, but he didn't do it that way. Like I
yeah,
said, he got the key or whatever, and so now I guess in part two, like I said, he's gonna try to go to the submarine and try to turn the AI off or whatever. So,
yeah.
but no, I'm with you.
Sure.
I give it like a 9 point. I give it like a 9.5.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Let me ask
2 hours and 43 minutes.
Okay, so he was close.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. This or Spider Verse?
Oh,
Since you gave Spider Verse a 50 out of 10.
yeah. Uh,
Because to be honest with you, man,
I'm gonna go
this
Spider
year when
Verse,
it comes to movies, it has not hit it at the park.
but when they hit,
So with the ones they did hit, they like you said they hit. So that's why I'm like I was gonna ask you like I know you love Spider Verse. Like I really like Spider Verse. It was probably my favorite so far this year. I had to go back and look at all the movies I watched,
yeah,
but this one's up there.
yeah,
This one is definitely up there.
it's like a 1A, 1B. I go Spider Verse. It's that movie. Oh my god,
Did
yeah,
you
I
go
go
watch it
Spider
again?
Verse. Yeah,
You did. I figured you did.
yeah,
Um, yeah, because I'm like, man, I was sitting there thinking that because I think John Campy posted something about worst movies of the year so far, and I was like,
hmm
there was a lot of bad movies, man. A lot of movies
yeah,
we didn't think was gonna be bad. We thought it was gonna be good. It didn't turn out not bad, like oh my gosh, trash thing ever, but it wasn't good like that. Like not it wasn't good as like everybody expected it to be good.
yeah,
Like with this one, like I said, I had a feeling it was gonna be good. I didn't think it was gonna be like this good. Like I like when you say like
yeah,
I like when your expectations are like in the middle. I know a lot of
hmm
people they'll say like, oh, just your expectations should be low. And I'm like, nah, I mean, what's wrong with me having like good expectation? I have a balanced expectation, right?
yeah,
Like, okay, this is gonna look like it could be good. And then you get in there,
yeah,
you're like, oh dang, this is actually good. Like this is better than I thought
yeah,
it was gonna be. I like that feeling better, bro.
yeah,
Um, or you know what? I take that back because it's a lot of time where you think like Hollywood gonna be trash. Like for example, Dread with Carl Urban.
yeah,
Like I
yeah,
thought that movie was gonna be bad. I think I went to the Dollar movie and I saw it. I think and I was mad at myself after I saw it. I was like, oh my god, this movie's so good. Like I don't know why I didn't. The marketing for that movie was trash. That's why that movie
yeah,
flopped. And I think they did better
yeah,
marketing. That movie would have got some. It got great reviews and everything, man. It was beloved by everybody who went to go see it. The
yeah.
marketing was trash. But anyway, but yeah, no, I'm with you. I give it like I get a 9.5.
Okay.
I definitely get a 9.5. But yeah, Listen, man, that's our little quick little spoiler discussion, man, for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, guys. We definitely recommend it. Y'all go see it, man. Let us know what y'all think. All right, cuz,
Classic.
man, you ready to get into the next one?
Yeah.
There's a reason why I got this shirt on, man, because of this. Listen, man, DC Studios. So we already know James Gunn is now in charge of DC Studios. A lot of news is dropping, kind of pertaining to the Superman Legacy movie. And there's also still a couple of other movies that's going to drop before Superman Legacy comes out, man, that a lot of people are talking about, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
So let's get into it, man. Listen, of course, we know they have two more movies remaining before the official James Gunn universe starts. That's Blue Beetle and Aquaman, which both right now are not getting great buzz
Yeah.
surrounding them.
Yeah.
Aquaman is not it's not sounding too well for Aquaman as far as what they're projecting it to be. And then Blue Beetle is projected to make between 12 to 17 million opening weekend.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Um yeah, it's not good, bro. Let me know what you think, man. What's on your DC loving mind out here, man?
The tough part about this is when it comes to Aquaman, like it was supposed to be a continuation. Like the first one was really good, and so we'd expect that. Okay, so it's just gonna flow right into the next one. Yeah, we know it's going to be the end of this particular set of Aquaman because they're renewing. They're doing a new universe, but I thought they would have been able to just continue the greatness of it, and then come to find out that they're doing a bunch of reshoots.
Yeah.
They're bringing in another Batman because they cut out Ben Affleck's part. I
Oh,
just don't
I heard it. I heard
understand.
it. I didn't hear it about the bring another Batman. I just heard they cut out
Yeah,
Affleck's part.
yeah, because like the one of the what is it? One of the posts for comic book one of the websites we use for as far as information. They have it that they have two Batman. So I just figured that part of it was replacing Ben Affleck. So you cut him his part as well. They have the reshoots, two Batmans, and then multiple screenings as comicbook.com has it. They just that alone is just discouraging when you have to constantly do redos like that and changes. It's like, what are y'all doing? Just a lot of times, it's just better to just stay pat. You know what I'm saying? Just you know what? This is what we have set up, and this is what we're just gonna work with. And you have to just constantly reshoot. It's like, do you know what you're doing at this point? Because it sounds like you're just gonna do a brand new movie, and so you might as well just call it a brand new movie at this point. You know, instead of reshoots. It's so upsetting. Uh, it's these studios just can't get out their own way. Is you have some of the greatest characters in history. You have a source material. It's your own stuff. Like you have decades of source material.
I mean, something
Why
like you
can't you
just pulling
just
out of thin air.
yeah, exactly. Like you can literally just have a stack of Aquaman stuff. Hey, we're gonna pull this part, this part. We want this villain, and we go bang, bang, bang. Like what the hell? And you can even see the which storylines were some of the greatest storylines as far as people buzz about it. Folks that without got their books. Like you can there's all this data out there for it. Why can't y'all get this stuff right? The source material. You even have a lot of the cartoons you can go off of for this stuff.
Hmm.
Between the old school Batman, old school Superman, you got all this stuff, and y'all can't get right. Oh,
It's
DC,
yours.
what are y'all doing? And that's what's annoying about this. The animation. The animation has been fire. Like
Right.
from the cartoons, like DC animation. as everybody knows, is like one of the that's by far outside of the comics themselves. DC animation is like their stronghold. Like
Right.
I don't even like Marvel. I don't even think tries to match them when it comes to it's like
Yeah, they've
I mean
tried, but
Marvel just puts stuff out. If you like it, you like it. But we're not. It's literally it's like we see how DC animation is. We can't match that, so we're not even going to try. And like I don't understand how they can be so great at storytelling, at just the overall animation, the time that they put into it to make it as great as it is, and then you go down the street in the same studio, and bam, y'all come out with all these reshoots. The first was the Suicide Squad, the failure of the Flash. Hey, you telling me y'all can't get this together? Like, bruh, it's just annoying me. Let me get off my soapbox, but it's just annoying me. What you got?
listen, man, you see the shirt I got on.
Yeah,
Grew up a DC fan. I so about the reshoots. This has a lot to do with the fact that remember Aquaman was supposed to come out before Flash,
mm,
so them reshooting taking Ben Affleck's Batman makes sense because how did the Flash end? Did it end with Ben Affleck?
no,
So now the movie's coming out after the Flash, we gotta take Ben out. So which I don't know how much of a part he had in the movie,
yeah,
but you taking Ben out now, you know, I guess you're gonna put in a new Batman from the Flash in there now because now this movie is technically after the Flash.
yeah,
So I don't know. The thing about the uh that's not what I'm gonna fix on. I'm fixated on. The part I'm fixated on is the fact that you're hearing a lot of negativity around this movie. Not talking about negativity like it's behind the scenes stuff. Not like that. It's talking
mm,
about the making within the movie, right? You're talking about the fact that it sounds like this movie not gonna be good. And you remember I told you this like I think it was last week we had the show. I told you this. I said, hey man, I got a
mm,
feeling that these movies are gonna bomb. Not saying it's gonna be good or bad. I just got a feeling they're gonna
mm,
bomb. And right
yeah,
now, DC is on a losing streak right now,
yeah,
which is why it's very important. I think we've talked about this before here. It's very important. They have to reboot this because not know. Oh, just bring this guy, bring that guy back. No. Erase it. No, not erase it, but let's just scrap it.
straight up from the stud.
Thank you. Start it over from scratch. Start it over from scratch. So this right here, man, like of course, Aquaman's already made, so they can't just like just throw it away or whatever. You gotta release it. You got to. You gotta try to recoup as much, revenue as you can from the movie.
Yeah,
Um, like I said, for me, man, I'm discouraged by the fact that these movies, because look, me and you know that this is gonna be a whole new reboot. Your
mm.
mama don't know it's gonna be a reboot.
I have
She
to
gonna go
tell
to the
her.
movie and see DC. She gonna think, oh, it's all the same thing, right?
Yeah,
So that and what me and you represent a very small portion of people who know what's going on right now. Don't know about the reboots and all that stuff. No, like, hey man, no, it's a different Superman, it's a different Aquaman, different whatever, right? We know that. Your mom and them don't know that, and they represent the larger majority of the people who go to the movies and watch the movies. I tell
hmm,
my wife that all the time, and so it's like people like them, they are the ones that you got to try to win over. Those are the people that you got to try to get back into the movie theater to go watch these DC movies. And so that's why you hear people stressing so much about the Superman Legacy movie. This is very important. Very
yeah,
important. Not just because, like, oh, get Superman right for the sake of just getting Superman right. No, this is very important because this movie is going to kickstart a whole entire brand new DC studio slash universe.
yeah,
Now, if you want this studio to succeed and continue to keep making money like Marvel did, you want this movie to succeed so that way people see that, then it builds on to something else.
yeah,
This is why I'm encouraged too. Like, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, cause I don't think Superman Legacy is gonna make $1 billion. I could be wrong, right? Not
mm,
because they're not gonna be good, It's because Superman Legacy is coming off the back of let's count them.
3 failures.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Three
and if you want to
recent
go back
failures.
even further, let's see. Justice League was divisive. No, no, sorry. Justice League was looked at. I'm talking about the movie version, not the HBO Max one. The movie version was looked at as bad. I think the only Batman versus Superman was divisive. Only good one between those two was Wonder Woman. When Wonder Woman 84 wasn't looked at as good. Uh, no, and I tell you back, Aquaman too. So you had Wonder Woman and Aquaman out of that whole little run since Batman versus pretty much since Batman versus Superman on to today. I think it might have been let's see, the Suicide Squad, the second Suicide Squad. You
Yeah.
want to count Peacemaker as a DC thing, but we'll stick to the movies. So you had
First one,
Wonder
right?
Woman, Aquaman, and Suicide Squad. Those are only three that were looked at fairly positive, right? All the
Yeah.
rest of them were either looked at as divisive or just wasn't looked at as good.
Yeah.
So that's what Superman Legacy is coming off the back of. Like I said, yeah, me and you understand. Like,
Yeah.
yo, get this movie chance, it's a whole new movie, reboot, blah, blah, blah. But folks like your mom and dad don't know that. So they're
Yeah.
gonna look at it, oh, it's just another DC movie. I don't want to see that. Right.
Yeah.
So that's why we say the importance of Superman Legacy is very important as far as trying to kick off, not just kick off another universe, but to make sure that it helps sustain a whole entire studio.
Hmm.
Because now DC has its own studio, which I don't know why Warner Brothers didn't do this years ago. Maybe it would have ran a little bit better, you know, instead of you just
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, we're gonna appoint this guy over it. Ah,
Yeah.
that movie didn't work. You know what? Never mind. We're gonna appoint this guy, right? And so
Yeah.
now, like I said, you're hearing about the Aquaman situation. You're hearing about Blue Beetle making between 12 and 17 million opening weekend. I
Yes.
told my wife this. She saw the trailers like before. She's like thinks it's gonna be good, right? And
Yeah.
I told her, I said, man, I don't think this movie is gonna succeed because a lot of people don't know about Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Blue Beetle is one of those characters. I mean, I know you're gonna say there were other main
Niche.
DC characters, but what they should have probably did with a character like Blue Beetle is have him cameo in a movie with like a Superman or Batman or somebody like that, right?
Yeah.
So people can kind of see him with one of those characters, and then you give him a movie.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you just up and just giving. Matter of fact, y'all aren't standing on strong legs right now. You can't afford to do obscure characters on their own like that
Yeah.
because right now your brand is tarnished. So what you want to do is get a character like that. You let him kind of appear in a Superman movie, Flash, whatever. Then you give him that movie. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
when with MCU when the Marvel came up with the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, that was off the back of like a million other successful Marvel movies. So
Yeah.
you have the track record of like, okay, so now we know y'all good. So whatever you put out, I'm gonna go watch it. They're
Yeah.
coming off the Blue Beetle's coming off the back of not successful movies.
Hmm.
Bro, I just seen Black Adam. That's a character I don't know nothing about. Why the heck would I want to go see a Blue Beetle movie? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of that, like I said, yeah, it's self inflicting with DC, like you just said earlier. You know what I'm saying? But I hope, man. I don't want. I just want people to go in with an open mind frame when it comes to the DC movies. Especially with James Gunn taking over, I want people to go in with a mind frame of open mind frame. Listen, let man. I've seen people online complaining already. I told you about that. I've seen people complaining about the whole James Gunn Superman Legacy movie right before he even steps foot on a screen, before they even put anything together, a trailer, anything, clips, anything. You're already complaining about it, and that's what I'm afraid of, man. Because it's not a lot of people. It's just that the people who are
The
complaining the
loudest.
loudest. You know
Hmm.
how it is.
Yeah.
That was the minority that complains the loudest. That everybody's like, oh dang, maybe they right. Like, no, 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 no. Just go into this with a clean slate, clear your
Hmm.
mind, and let's get this man some time. Like, I don't understand why that's an issue too, because when you see what James Gunn done in the comic book,
He has the
not just
track
in
record.
DC, not just because of the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, look what he did with the Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get this man some. Let's just listen. What's our motto on this show now, cuz?
Give him time. And James we trust.
In gun we trust. Like, listen, man, I'm gonna give him time.
Yeah.
That's all we can do. Like, I don't know your vision yet, right? Like, his tone could be completely different. Well, it's gonna be completely different. He already talked about that, but his tone could be completely different from the Snyderverse. We don't know what it is. We don't know what his vision is yet until he actually makes it. So let's give this man time and see what he does. Now, if he make it and you don't like it, then you judge it. Don't
Mhm.
judge it before it don't come out. Before he even shot up anything. We haven't even shot, bro.
Yeah.
There hasn't been any principal shooting, anything like that yet, bro. And you already judged. I was gonna be trash.
Just figured out who they want on cast
Literally just figured it out
within the past month.
2.5 seconds ago, bro. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man. But yeah, man.
Crazy.
I hope DC gets it together, man. Grew up on
Yeah.
DC because like I don't because people it's I call them casual movie fans because a lot of these people who started watching the Marvel movies probably never picked up a comic book in their life.
Mm.
So not understanding really in the comics, DC was a lot more. Well, I mean, it's not like but to me, it's an opinion of me. It's my opinion, but I thought DC told better stories than Marvel. You know, like I said, some of the greatest graphic novels of all time. My favorite graphic novels of all time are part of DC. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but that's my little rant, man. You got anything else you want to add about the DC studio stuff?
Nah, it's just they gotta get it together. Like, this is the main for both of us. This is the main comic book, John. The main comic book we both grew up. It's like Batman's my favorite,
Mm-hmm.
all time.
Say my favorite.
Exactly. Like, it's just this is where we grew up. This is what we know. That's why we're so passionate about them getting it together. Like, ah, this
I,
we
just, I
finally doing
want
it.
I want people to see what we see, man. I
Yeah,
want them to have the same feeling we have. Like
yeah,
I hate going online and seeing people bashing DC, man. I hate that, bro. 'Cause it's like y'all just like I feel like man, y'all just don't know, man.
yeah,
Like just growing up, like DC was like because Superman was the original superhero. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
just the stories, man. Just the awe and wonder of the DC stories, man. Like
yeah.
I want everybody to kind of have that same feeling we have, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, man. On another note,
Do, do,
speaking of
do.
studios, of course, y'all know the Hollywood strike is still going on right now, man. So we're gonna definitely get into that, man. More news and came out. I think there's gonna probably be another rent session here, cause what's on your Hollywood strikes mind out here, man?
So one thing I forgot to mention last week when it came to the strikes that you all will be hearing a bunch of information and just in ways that will make the writers and the actors. Those are the two main ones that's striking right now. With a possible the director still talking about going on strike. Do you know?
I haven't heard anything since cause I thought they were gonna go strike too recently, but I haven't heard anything else. So
Uh,
right now it's the
with the
actors and the writers, man.
yeah.
Two
So,
main cogs of Hollywood.
exactly. So with these two being in going on strike, you'll hear a lot of bad light shown on these two, just to make it seem like they're the reason for all of this, and you can't have your show and your movies because of the writers and actors. Well, one thing to note is that several of your major news outlets their parent companies are part of these studios as well.
Mm,
You have Disney Studios, ABC News is part of it. You have Paramount Studios, CBS is part of
mm,
that. You have NBC's Universal Studios, that is NBC News right
thanks.
there. Even with CNN is part of the Disney, part of the Mickey Mouse Hub.
I did
So
not know that. You just taught me something.
yeah, Disney has like ESPN, ABC, CNN. They have
Yeah, I
it's
knew about
massive.
the ABC and the ESPN. I did not know about CNN.
Yeah, they're
Explains a
just
lot, cuz explains, not explains, explains a lot.
They are working together. So when you're hearing a lot of the strikes, the people themselves getting bad publicity, that's where you got to pay attention to is where your news is coming from, and that's where it's coming from. Even like Fox Studios, like really not Fox Studios anymore, but Fox still have their news part of it, the news side of it as
As
well,
we
and exactly. So it's just that's the important thing to note is to pay attention to where the news is coming from and who is speaking of it, because that's how they're going to do is make it seem like it's the people themselves. When it's like the constant numbers that they're putting out is it went from like just two of the studio heads could just what they make would have covered the writers, and then it's come out that for between the writers and the actors, if the top 10 studio heads were to just give up 2% of their pay, just 2%, it would cover all of this. The
wow.
writers and the actors, 2% of the top 10. So it's just the top 10 give up 20% total. All right, it's 20% of their pay of the millions that they get, or almost billion, but all the money that they get paid, just 2% each, and it will cover all of this. But you have Bob
So you
Iger
said
saying
you
that
said
what
three.
they're asking for, yeah, what they ask
Gotcha.
for is unrealistic. When they're literally asking for being able to receive proper health care, proper living wages, especially being out in LA. You have all these people that are working actors, so they're not the massive names, but you've seen them here, like, hey, I know this guy. They were, he was in this thing, or she was in this thing, or they were in this thing. Uh, so it's just annoying. Just being able to see it, and I just hope that when it comes to the writers and actors that they're able to win this. I know that it's been word out that the studio's basically going to try to starve them out. I hope they're able to fight, be able to get through this, to get on the other side and to win this thing as well. And then my last thing would be with NBC Universal, with the BS that they pulled this
Mm.
past week. Uh, Outside their studios, on the along the curb, there's trees. This whole time that these trees been like full bloom, full of leaves, providing shade for the strikers. This
They
past
got cut
week,
down.
these yeah, they pruned them and trimmed them down. So LA said that they it's the city that takes care of the trees, but companies can get a permit to do the trimming themselves if they want to. But there was no permit given out for that. And then they try to make it seem like they're doing it just because they do it every year for high wind season, but it's not high wind season right now. It's
I
the
was just about
middle
to
of
say,
summer.
yeah, thank you. Like, what are you talking about? I wish it was a high
So
wind.
it's a exactly
I
it's a
wish
heat
it's
wave
cooler.
across this whole country right now, and you're cutting down or trimming down trees, and even like the LA County, or it was either the city or county, said that yeah, these type of trees you don't do that during the summer. You do it either in mid to late spring or in the fall is when you do this type of trimming, and if you do it around this time, you can actually hurt the growth of that tree, of the trees. So I hope once they see how much damage that they cause these trees, I hope LA sues NBC Universal for this BS, for trying to hurt the strikers. Because it's just people asking for what they're worth. Actually, I don't even think they're asking for what they're worth. They just want to be able to survive. That's what they're asking for. That's all they're asking for is being able to survive. And one last thing, then I give it to you, is UPS is going on strike soon, I believe, as well,
Ooh,
and their strike is expected to be worth like $7 billion to the economy.
Jesus.
Yeah, because of everything that they move around. So give the people what they want.
Listen,
What you got?
let me take a deep breath, man, before I go in.
Yeah.
Let me stretch. Listen, man, it's rant time.
Yeah.
You know, you hit. I didn't know that about CNN. You just taught me something. I didn't know that. Listen, man. So the part that I this is kind of why I'm not as social as I used to be. Like people kind of make me mad as far as people are so misinformed nowadays.
I misspoke. It's Warner Brothers.
Oh,
It's
Warner
CNN.
Brothers. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean,
But still, it's about
still, yeah.
yeah.
I still learn something.
Yeah.
Um, look, like I said, man, the people make me mad. Like you just said, people automatically assume, oh, because you're an actor, you make enough money, you making millions. Like, why you complaining? And
Mhm.
I don't know if you saw, Leslie Jones had posted a video, pretty much talking about that. People was like commenting on one of her videos, something, oh, it's just a rich trying to get richer or whatever. And she had to, like you just said, had to correct them. Listen, man, there's a woman, I can't remember her name. I think it's Kimiko Green that she plays on Orange and New
Um,
Black.
yeah, yeah.
She was talking about the fact that she had knows people that work with her. Now remember, Orange and New Black is probably the most popular show on Netflix. It's probably the show that helped usher in the whole
Mm,
Netflix
mm.
era, right?
Studios. Yeah.
And so, did you know, man? She said there was a lot of people she worked with that was still working part-time jobs while doing that show.
Insane. Absolutely
She showed
insane.
a picture of her residuals for the show. They told her that's a $27, cause
Jesus.
mind you, Orange. A lot everybody and their mama know Orange. Even if you had never seen the show, you know about Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
You know it's synonymous with Netflix. Like it's the show
Yeah.
that pretty much kept the lights on for Netflix before it became what it is today.
Yeah.
One of the most popular, if not the most popular show on Netflix. And you telling me you can't pay these people.
Yeah.
So she was saying, like I said, she said a lot of the people she worked with are still working 2, 3 jobs on top of coming to work for the show every day. That's crazy, bro. Another example, Chris Carr. She's one of the personalities on John's show.
Mhm.
She's an actress. She does like voiceover work for like different like animated stuff, video games, and she does live action acting. Guess how much she makes a year? Cause
How much?
27,000.
Jesus.
Do you know what?
He- yeah, you can't survive in LA with
And she lives in L.A. making 27,000 a year. That's not even the bad part. Cause guess what?
uh,
Because she only makes 27,000 a year, she can't afford health care. She can't. She's not covered by health care
yeah.
through
The
SAG. So that right there is what Leslie Jones was talking about when people saying, "Oh, it's rich getting richer." She was like, "Look, listen. Yeah, I live comfortably. You're right. But people like Chris Carr don't live comfortably,
yeah.
making 27,000 a year, and because she makes that much money, she is not covered for her medical expenses.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any type of medical insurance or anything. She's not covered because she doesn't make enough. And that's what these are the type of things that they're fighting for right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, one dude, I saw another video of a dude. He said he's an actor. He said, "Man, I want a show that I know a lot of y'all know about that you can watch on TV every day."
Yeah.
He said, "Man, my face right now was on. I just saw my face on a billboard downtown. Ask me how much money I'm getting off of it."
How much? Oh man.
He said, "Listen, I got a wife and 2 kids. I do that show, and I go do a job at night at bartending."
Yeah.
He said, "Now I'm on a famous show that y'all know about as an actor.
Yeah.
He's not. I'm talking about not a background guy.
Yeah.
He one of like main little
Thanks.
regulars on the show, right?
Yeah.
Got a part time job bartending.
Jeez.
Like this is what they're striking for. Now the writers, on the other hand, that's completely different.
Yeah.
Like I said, some of these people, man, are living with still living with their parents. They still, they rooming up with 4 or 5 other people because they can't afford to live by themselves. All this stuff, man. Like you just said, you got me with the 2% thing, man. I think me and you talked about this. The greed, man, the greed in this country in general, man, is just ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
People just don't flat out care about anybody, man. You still have enough money if you give up 2%.
Yeah.
You still have enough money if you give up 2%, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand that, man. I was talking to my wife about this other day, cause how do you go to sleep at night knowing that you're doing this to other human beings? Think about that. How are you sleeping at night knowing you're doing this to other human beings, man? I don't understand that. You yourself are not human, man, if you do that to other human beings, bro.
Yeah.
Like I said, Bob Iger making these comments, I'm guaranteeing you, cuz I bet you everything I own that this man is not suffering.
Oh hell no.
You sleeping in a 2X king size bed on top of some damn hill in Beverly Hills, bro. I bet you not missing a meal. I bet you don't got never worry about what you gonna be doing and how you gonna survive the next day. Guarantee you
Yeah,
not losing
his
paycheck.
kids or their kids.
Like your kids are good, your grandkids are good. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like some of these folks who are struggling right now got kids and can barely feed them.
Yeah.
Like you just said, you in LA, one of the most expensive markets in the country.
Yeah.
This woman making $27,000 a year, cuz not even enough to cover for medical expenses. You can't even get medical benefits because you don't make enough, and you sleeping comfortably at night behind that.
Yeah.
Like I said before, man,
everyone is starving now.
And you paying $300 million for it. It's bombing at the box office, and you cool with that.
Yeah.
Keep throwing money into that stuff and it's bombing, but you're not putting money in the resources for the people who need it, bro. Like this right here also too, why we said in the last show. This is why, listen, cuz I told my wife this today. Matter of fact, last night after we left the movies, I said, look, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. If this strike go on for the next 5 years, I don't care. Like if it shuts down Hollywood for the next 5 years, I do not care, bro. Because listen, somebody had to stand up, bro, and do something, man, about this system, bro. This is ridiculous, bro.
It's bad.
Like, don't fold. Don't let these people win. Because if you let them win, you'll continue to keep doing the same thing. It's not going to ever change. You gotta hit them where it hurts. And you know where it hurts at?
Yeah.
In them pockets.
Yeah.
Like I hope the actors, like, I know a lot of them can't do it. Like I said, that's the one thing too. It's like you want to stand up for what you deserve or whatever, right? But at the same time, it's like how long can you do this? Because like we just said a minute ago, you got a lot of writers, a lot of actors that's not making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Like I said, the one actor who got a family, he does the acting and he still works at the bar at night or whatever. So a lot of them can't hold up like that. And that's what I'm afraid of. It's like, oh, well, damn, you know what? I got rent due. I guess I'll go ahead and sign it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the part I'm afraid of, man. Because Hollywood's not going to ever learn that lesson, bro.
Nope.
And like I said, you got more and more people, man, just coming out and just saying some of the most ignorant stuff, bro. And that's the part that made me mad. It's like, listen, do your homework first before you just start spewing out stupid stuff. Like, it's really easy for us to automatically assume, oh, because you're on TV, you make money. That's not the case, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's disheartening too, man. Like, for people to be so damn selfish, man.
Yeah.
A lot of selfishness, man, in this world, man. It's ridiculous, bro. Like, and I told my wife this too about the whole Netflix thing when I told her about that story, because she watched Orange New Black, so she knew who that character was.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, man, the fact that, I said, this might also explain why. You remember when, what was it, like probably longer than that, about 5-6 years ago. You remember when Netflix had said it's pouring, I think, like 90 billion or something like that into original content. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, my wife was like, well, I guess that explains why they did it. I'm gonna short you your money to use towards making something else.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, damn, how Netflix pouring 90 billion or whatever it was into the original content? Now you know what? I'm not gonna pay you your residuals. That's just more money in my pocket to make more stuff. To not pay more people.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? So Man, like I said, sorry about that. I had to go on that little rant, bro. Cause
No, you good.
I've been holding that in all week. I just it's disheartening, man. Like I said, I don't know how you can sleep at night doing that to other human beings, bro.
Yeah,
You not suffering, so I guess it's because you. If I'm not dealing with it, it's not a big deal.
exactly.
But yeah, just
Mm,
just a little tidbit, man, from the Hollywood strikes.
yeah.
Let's get into the last little segment, man. Man, what are you
Yeah.
watching? What you watching, bro?
So finished up on Jack Ryan last night. It's a must watch. It's very intense as usual. It sucks. It's only 6 episodes. So
Oh,
they chipped us out of 2 episodes. It's typically been 8, but this season, the final, it's only the 6. It's fantastic. Um, Justified Primeval. It's the renewal of Justified. It's back. I caught the first episode, and it is fantastic. I'm glad I was able to binge the original Justified, which was a good show. This one is starting off fire already, so I, it's a weekly. They dropped the first 2 episodes, and then it's going to be weekly after that, and it's going to be fun as well. Uh, and started up on the Netflix show, The Quarterback. It's going through. It has the
I
NFL
watched like five
quarterbacks.
seconds of that. I didn't even finish it.
It's I mean, I think it just depends on like how much into the NFL you are to be able to get into it. For me, I love it. Patrick Mahomes, having Kirk Cousins, and
No,
then
cause
Marcus
it's Patrick,
Mariota.
my homeboy.
My homies. I had to watch it, especially with Patrick. He's the reason why I won my fantasy football league, so had to pay tribute, you know. But yeah, to me, I've enjoyed it so far. About to start episode 5 later on today, but it's just been able to see the like behind the scenes, what they go through, the prep from uh, the studying, the how to take care of their bodies, the family aspect of it all as well. I've enjoyed it as so far. It's the weird thing for me was the fact that they have Marcus Mariota. He's a decent quarterback at times, but going on with Patrick Mahomes, that was a weird choice. But it's been good so far. What you watching?
I want to watch Clone and Tyrone. You know, my wife gonna probably watch that
Oh
today.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Oh yeah,
forgot that
that
came
came out
out yesterday.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, I've been watching My Adventures with Superman.
Of
Um,
course.
it's a different take on a Superman story for sure. I don't know if you saw the episode 4 that came out. It came out on Max Friday. It came out on Max Friday.
I
Um,
haven't seen it. I'm only 3 episodes deep.
ain't watching stuff now. Huh? Now, other than that, what else have I been watching, bro? I still been watching, dabbling in Batman animated series here and there.
Yeah.
Kind of been catching a couple of the DC animated movies. Like I rewatched what was it, Batman, the Doom that came to Gotham.
Oh yeah.
I thought War World came out. That don't come out till the 25th. I was mad about that. I knew it came out this month. I just thought it came out. I thought it was already out already, but yeah, it comes out on the 25th, which is in 3 more days. So I guess ain't that
Yeah.
long of a wait. Trying to think. I feel like there's something else I've been watching. Yeah, I've been watching everything that my wife been wanting to watch, man. We rewatched Insecure because now it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Bro, do you remember when
Oh.
what's the name of that show? Game of Thrones was on Netflix back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. They used to be
I told her
HBO.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I told my
Yeah.
wife that. I
Netflix
said,
used to have
yeah,
HBO because they used to have all of
yep,
HBO on there, and then HBO pulled off when they started doing their own streaming stuff.
yeah. I told her that's she told me she didn't remember that. I was like, I'm telling you, I used to see Game of Thrones on there. I didn't watch it on there. I remember when I started watching it, I was watching it on Showbox.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
That's how I
yeah,
started watching it. 'Cause
yeah.
Valencia kind of got me into it. So I was like,
Yeah.
so I think I caught up to like season like 4, and then I started watching the rest of it on HBO, whatever,
Yeah.
when it's coming out. But yeah, I remember being on there. 'Cause I was like, man,
Mhm.
I remember telling her, I was like, man, I probably should have watched it on. If I knew it was gonna be this good, man, I should have watched it on Netflix or whatever. Because it had, like you said, it had
Yeah.
all of the HBO shows on there at
Yeah.
one point
Yep.
until, like I said, they pulled it off or whatever.
Yep.
But other than that, man, that's pretty much all I'm watching, man. Um, there was something coming out next week, bro. I can't remember. There was a movie coming out this week. I don't remember. But anyway, it'll probably come back to me later. So next week, y'all, we're gonna do a spoiler discussion for Secret Invasions because the last episode comes out on Wednesday. So we'll have a full discussion about the show. Definitely a lot to talk about with the show. We're gonna see that. We're gonna talk about that next Saturday. So you guys can join us for that. Anything else, cuz you got?
No, no, at this point. Per usual, next week we'll be talking about the strike again. See what the studios mess up again.
Let's see the studios mess up. Yeah, man, we're gonna talk about that too, man, and any other news that drops during the week. We definitely appreciate everybody rocking with us, man, on another episode of Cause We're Geeks. We definitely appreciate it. Oh, I was gonna say your boy Will.
My bad. It's your boy Will. I got
Yeah,
into the
into the
music.
music. Yeah. But yeah, man, listen, guys, we'll be back next Saturday, man. So stay geeked until then. We out.